This is Sean Ray with Sean Ray Realty, and this is your Dallas Weekly News Update. Our first story is that the Union, the new office space right above Tom Thumb, could sell for a record-breaking price. This story comes to us from Steve Brown from Dallas Morning News, and he talks about how 1900 Pearl, that big office tower that was just built right outside of Clyde Warren Park, it was sold for $700 per square foot, which is insane for a Dallas office building to be sold for that much. But the Union is potentially going to sell for even more than $700 per square foot. They're currently looking for a buyer right now, and a lot of the interest is that the location's incredible, and also the Christopher, the apartment complex that's connected to it, is being leased up at record-breaking pace. And on top of that, you have all the walkability and the nice retail of the Union. And so time will tell if it's going to beat that $700 price per square foot, but with a potential recession looming over us, and with the pace of Dallas real estate starting to slump a little bit, it's a big risk right now to be paying record-breaking price for any kind of Dallas real estate. But, you know, these people make more money than I do, so maybe they know better. Our second story is that right now Dallas has lower than national average mortgage delinquencies. This story comes to us from Steve Brown from Dallas Morning News. Thank you again, Steve Brown, for having such great articles. And what this means is that on the national average, that the mortgage delinquencies right now, that basically means that people that are late on their payments for the mortgages is running about 3.6, 3.7. And then here in Dallas, we're averaging about 3.5. And so this might not mean a lot to you, but if you consider what it is over in Houston in comparison is at 4.4%, which is a lot to do with all sorts of economic reasons over there in Houston, and also with the floods and all sorts of storms. Then Houston's in a lot worse situation than it would be in Dallas, where we're a much more stable market, and we have a lot of jobs and job growth over here that's keeping people from being late on their payments. Our third story is that the Rock of Truth is being gutted to be turned into a hotel. This story comes to us from Culture Map. Candy Evans wrote about how the Dallas Morning News, known as the Rock of Truth, is that old campus, like an 8-acre campus, is being gutted and renovated, be turned into a hotel, and it's going to be basically focused towards people traveling into town that want some kind of iconic historical hotel setting, and it's also walking distance to the convention center. So that's it. That's the whole story. Just thought it'd be cool to talk about. Story number 4: Trump makes it harder for you to pull money out of your house. This story comes to us from Market Watch and Jacob Passy, and he talks about how right now the rule is that it's an 85% ratio right now for you to be able to cash out refinance on your house. They're moving it to 80. And for those of you who don't understand what that means, then watch my video next week, and we're going to be talking about different loans and breaking it down, and even what cash out refinancing is and how it affects you. But this is not that video. This video is just to let you know that if you're going to try to do your refinancing, do it right now. You have until September 1st until this deadline hits, and I was planning on doing a refinance later on this year, but because of this, I'm probably going to refinance out of one of my homes. It's called the Smurf House. Feel free to watch my Airbnb investing video that I walk through it and talk to you about the numbers, but this will allow me to be able to pull out money out of my house and then take it out of an FHA loan, which is going to have the mortgage interest, the mortgage insurance forever. It's going to be able to restructure it into a conventional loan, and for me to take money out of that house. Like I said, I was planning on doing it later this year, but now I have until September 1st to do it. So if you're watching this and you have an FHA loan on one of your houses and you have just a little bit of equity in your house to play with, then now is the time to refinance. Even though everyone's refinancing, you might want to jump on the bandwagon and do it yourself. Number 5, rates aren't increasing home sales as much as it's increasing refinancing. This story comes to us from Bloomberg, and what they talk about in this story is that as much as the Trump administration was hoping dropping rates below 4% would stimulate the economy and boost it to this level that it hasn't seen in a long time, and hopefully push out the next recession a little further, what it's really done is just encourage people that already have homes just to refinance their homes. And this is kind of like a little bit of an issue, just because the reason is that people that see the prices of homes right now, they're like, I'm not going to be buying right now. This is way too expensive for me to buy right now. The market and the economy is way too high, and so I'm just going to hold on to what I have, refinance it, and pay less per month. Then that means there's less money going into the banks and less money going into the economy, and then speeding up the recession, in my opinion. But that's here nor there. We'll see how it all works. Supposedly this is a recession watch. We have less than a year before it's supposed to hit. So, you know, this might be something that's a blessing, or it could be a curse. We'll find out soon. But thank you guys so much for watching this week's stories. This is your Dallas real estate news update. Hopefully you got some kind of value out of this. If you guys have any story ideas for next week, or if you guys have any ideas at all for what you guys want to hear, then comment below. Make sure to share this or subscribe or like, and I'll keep on coming to you with more stories in the future. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Oh wait, before you go, make sure that if you want to see last week's, go click on that one. And if you want to subscribe, you can click that little ball thing right there. You're still watching? That's cool. I'm not going to do anything. You're waiting for nothing, actually.